Hey class, I'm just here to talk to you about Wix.com, which is the website I try to suggest you use, or I do suggest you use for the portfolio you're going to create, the online portfolio that you're going to create for the class. So I've already logged in, so obviously you're going to have to create an account to make this happen. Look how easy this is. I'm just showing you the basics of it. There's a lot of videos on here. I'm just trying to show you the essentials to getting started. I'm going to click Create New Site. And I'm going to choose Portfolio, or you can choose Designer. Doesn't really matter. I don't use this option over here. I just pick a template. Feel free to experiment though. So right here where it says Graphic Design Portfolio, there's a whole bunch of these. These are just the foundation that you can build everything on. I'm just going to go with the first one that I see, and I'm going to click Edit. And what it'll do is simply open up a site for me. Give it just a minute. So this is the home page. As you can see, I can click everything just like I'm inside of a Word document or something like that. But let me type Eugene Starr up here, just to get things started. I'm not really going to design anything. I'm just kind of showing you how this works. Now this, if I want to preview this, I just click Preview, and it'll actually show it live, so you'll see what it will look like. It'll look just like this. It'll also have this ugly upgrade to your website to remove Wix ads up here at the top. That's the only caveat to this, is you're stuck with that ad unless you want to pay for this, which isn't too bad. So I'm going to go back to the editor. And now we're going to get down to, well actually let's look at preview one more time for this particular template. I've got about, and contact, and blog, and all this other stuff. So your question is, how do I get to that stuff? That'd be one of my first questions. That answer is pretty easy. It's right up here. Where it says page. As you can see, I've got about, which is another page. I've got contact, which is another page. And I'm going to go back to my portfolio right here. So this is my portfolio page. Now if you want to add anything, well, let's just go through this really quickly. If you want to add a background, if you want to change the background to something else, all you have to do is hover. It'll actually show it to you. Let's say I wanted a different color in the background, so I'll pick a blue. See what I mean? You can hover and it'll just change it right away. Now if you want the background to be a giant video, which would be kind of ridiculous, but I'll click it and you'll see that will actually work. If I click preview, I'll see it, but I'm going to spare us that and just go back to white. But that's how you adjust the background. Again, you can go deeper, but I'm not going to dig any deeper than that for now. This add option right here is huge, right? Because this is where you can add images, you can add galleries, you can add art, shapes. This is the main menu. All this stuff down here at the bottom, just don't worry about much of that. But mainly, this is the stuff you want to add. This is where you want to add stuff. I'll come back to this in a minute. But check this out. I mean, for the most part, you've also got menus and pages. The portfolio page, the main page, has a bunch of sub-pages in it. If I click on them, as you can see, I can transition through them. This is another way to work. If you want to add a page, click Add Page. See? So if I want an extra page, I could just add it, and I can move that page wherever I want. You know, I could name it Test. I'll say Done right here, and I'll move this guy up. I'll put it on top of Portfolio for right now. Now if I go to preview, take a look, test is in the navigation, and I can click on it, and there we go. Let me go back to the editor. If I don't want it anymore, I'll just go like this and find it, click my options, and delete it. I can also hide it. There's other options in there, but again, this is just a quick preview to kind of get you to see how this works. Add here is really cool. I use this a lot. Probably my favorite thing to use here. It's all pretty intuitive, but one thing that is not intuitive is a strip. So this is a strip. A strip contains a bunch of stuff. It's a container. That's what I like about it. You can shift click to grab a whole bunch of things, or you can just shove it all in a container, and that's what I want to do, is add a container. These are all pre-made. I normally make my own stuff when I'm making Wix sites, so I might just grab one of these. Like, let me grab this white one right here. I'll drag it out here. All right. Now, what's cool about this is I can add things to it. Like, watch this. I'll add some stock images to it, like free Wix images. By the way, you can upload your own images by clicking Upload Media. Yeah, I don't have an urge to do that right now, but check this out. I'm going to add some wildlife. Let me add this to the page. I know it makes absolutely no sense, but this will make sense in a minute as to why I'm doing it. I could add some text, let's say. Maybe I'll add a heading over here. Shove it over here on the side. Here's what's cool about this. Check this out. This right here, this strip, it'll move everything at once. So if I wanted to move this somewhere else, it'll move everything at once. If you don't use a strip, and I can change sizes on it and stuff, and I can change the color of the background. See, change strip background. When I change it to, how about this ugly thing? Again, I'm just making stuff up. This is not pretty. This is not aesthetically pleasing, but as you can see, this works. Anything up inside this strip, I can then just move the strip around. One thing also I want you to notice that you can make it stretched, or you can have it fit to the page. Now, as crazy as it sounds, you don't need to know a whole lot more to function in here, because you'll figure most of it out. I just deleted that, by the way. Just press the delete key. But this gallery that we have going on right here, if I want to edit the gallery, I just go to Manage Media. That should have worked. I don't know why it didn't. There it is. Here's all my stuff. I could go through and delete all these if I wanted to, and then click Add Media, and then add all the images that I want inside of here. Like I said, there's a little bit more to be said, but it's pretty darn intuitive, and we'll go into the details in the classroom. But whenever you're done, you just save it, you know. I'm going to save this lousy site. It's going to tell you that the name is professoreugene.star.wixsite.com, mysite.2. -2. You don't have to remember all that. You could just copy it if you want, but I'm not even going to copy it. I'm just going to say done. That should be saved. Now I'll go to preview, take a look at it. All right, again, this is nothing fancy. Go back to the editor. What I really want is a link to this guy, right? So I'm going to click publish. I'll copy this, copy it, say done. Now I'll go back to Wix. I'm going to break out of here, which actually this is one part that actually does confuse me sometimes. Sometimes I just close the whole thing out to get out of here, but I believe I can find a better way. If not, I'll just close out of here like I normally do. See where it says Manage Pages? Is that it? No, that's not it. Great. Well, here we go. Close out of here. I'm going to go back to my Wix homepage, and you'll see that it's been added. Now it's a piece of junk, so I'm going to delete it. So, move to trash. I don't really want that thing. This is another one that I created, not legitimately, but just kind of showing students examples in the past. I'm clicking on it so you can see how I can get back into it. You basically, yeah, there's a sale going on, great. But basically, you can just go right back in and edit the site. I haven't looked at this thing in a year, you know, and I can start working on it all over again. You can add logos, you can adjust the backgrounds, lots of crazy stuff. This is one I modified a little bit more than what you just saw. But hopefully this video will just help you understand the basics of how to get started in Wix. It's not meant to be super duper intense, getting into all the details. Honestly, this site is just really intuitive. So I suggest just getting in there and working at it. As strange as it might sound, I've given very little guidance to students over the past 3 or 4 years since I started using this site. And I've rarely had students ask me questions. It's just that intuitive that you can just figure it out. But yes, there's videos, there's lots of help that you can get into. If you just click on help right here, getting started, blah, 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 blah. You can watch that stuff. I'm sure it'd be handy. I've used some of that. I've watched some of it. But honestly, I haven't had to watch hardly anything. It just really easy to use. When you're done, just that URL that I copied, just send me that. Now, this site's broke now because I deleted it, but you get the idea. All you have to do is go to preview. When you go to preview, or actually go to publish, sorry. It'll be right here. You can just grab it from here. Hopefully you found that helpful. I know that video was fast and loose, but hopefully you get the idea. If you don't, just contact me. I'm sure I'll be making a different version of it in the future, and this website may change, so I might have to make another video anyways. But at least you get the general idea of how to do this. Thanks for listening.